Hey folks, my name is David Faltzgraf, and I'm the founder and lead sound designer here at SundaySounds.com. We're really excited to be able to provide you with high-quality, song-specific MainStage patches for today's most popular modern worship songs. Using our MainStage patches, you can nail these songs live, even if you're not using backing tracks and you're the only keyboard player. The great thing about all our MainStage patches is that you don't need any expensive third-party plugins or software. You just need MainStage 3 running on any modern Mac computer, and you can use these patches live. We've designed this patch at the original tempo and in the original key of the song, but there's a video tutorial on the product page that you can check out after you've purchased the patch if you need to do the song in a different key or at a different tempo than the original. To make things even easier for you, we've pre-mapped this patch to our Sunday Keys MainStage template. So if you have Sunday Keys, you can just drag and drop this patch right into your concert, and it will be pre-mapped to the extra section. There's no setup work or mapping required. Just drag it in, and you're ready to play. Now, I'm going to hand this over to Ryan, who's going to walk you through the various sections of the patch to teach you how to use it to nail this song live. Let's take a look.
Hey everyone, Ryan from Sunday Sounds here. Now, before we actually get started playing this song patch, there are just a few things that I want to cover with you. The first is that we play this song patch in its original key of D and at its original tempo of 68 BPM. And if you did need to change one or both of those things, you could just head over to the webpage for the song patch. We have a video tutorial there that will guide you through making those changes. Next, we use the mod wheel in this song patch, as we do in most of them, to move in and out between different parts of the song. And so if you did not have a mod wheel, you could always use a fader or a knob in place of the mod wheel. We have a video tutorial that will guide you through that process, and that is over on our blog. Now, if you don't have a fader or a knob, as I do on my MIDI keyboard here, you could always pick up a Korg Nano Control 2. It is a great way to add both faders and knobs to your keys rig, and you could use any of these in place of the mod wheel. Plus, we have this really cool Sunday Keys skin that matches the layout of Sunday Keys and makes things very visual. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the patch. We're going to go ahead and start off with the mod wheel at 0, and we have an intro. It's a 3-chord progression. I'm going to go ahead and play through that, and then we'll go ahead and look at it. And that sounds like this. So we actually repeat those 3 chords one time. Now, let's go ahead and just look at our basic approach to playing the chords in this patch. So in the right hand, we're almost always going to keep it pretty simple with just the root chord or root note, so a D on top, and then we vary the lower note by the note of the chord we play. So for the A chord, I play a D and an A at the bottom. For our B minor, D with a B. And for that G, D with a G. In the left hand, we're just going to start out by playing single notes, and that's going to be a rule for the song, is it's going to be either single notes or a full octave. And we're going to let the chord trigger and the pads and everything else fill out the rest. So we're going to play just the root note or the bass note of the chord. So for the A, we're going to play an A. For the B minor, we play a B, and for the G, we play a G. Now, from there, we move on to our first verse. It's going to be really similar in approach. I'm going to go ahead and play through that verse, and then we'll go ahead and talk about it. And that sounds like this. Now, if you notice, throughout while I played that verse, I faded the mod wheel up to about 50%. So as a general rule for the song patch, from 0 to 50, we can use that for our intro, our verse, our chorus, our turnaround, everything except for the bridge. And the farther up towards 50 you move it, the bigger the sound is going to be. So we're going to increase the volume of our ARP add some more pads and some of those more brassy pads in. So just as a quick demo of the sweep of that range. And it's really just going to be up to your taste and how much space you're wanting to fill. I like to start with the mod wheel at 0, and then as we start to get into the verse, I'll start to kick it up to 50 just to build the song as we move throughout. Now, the only chord that is different in the verse from the intro is we have our second to last chord, the D over F sharp. We're going to play the bass note of that chord, so it's just going to be an F sharp in the left hand. In the right hand, because it's still technically a D chord, we're going to play a note from D, so that is going to be an A. So it's going to be the one time where we break our rule of copying the note here in the right hand with the note of the chord. Okay. So from that verse, we move into our chorus. The way we actually transition is we hold out that final G chord for one extra bar, and then for that extra bar, we bring in the upper note of the octave in the left hand. So I'll just go ahead and start back from the G chord in the verse, add in the upper note G so that you can hear how that sounds. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And then we're right into our chorus. The chorus, we're going to play single notes in the left hand. In the right hand, we're going to play with that same rule, D on top, change the bottom note. And then we do have this retro bell type lead in the right hand. I'm going to go ahead and play through that, and then we'll look at that more in depth. And that sounds like this. So just octaves in the left hand. In the right hand, we alternate between a G and a B for that bell sound. So for every chord, we're changing that, and we play that bell sound on beat 4. So for an example, our D chord would be 2, 3, 4. Our A chord, the second chord, which we would alternate to the B, so it would be 2, 3, 4. Now from that chorus, we go into our turnaround. It's going to be a pretty similar idea, but we change the timing and the note of that bell. I'm going to go ahead and play through it, and then we'll look at how that is. That sounds like this. Okay, so for the notes in the right hand, for the A chord, we play an A for the bell. For the B minor, we play a B for the bell. And for a G, we play a G for the bell. So it's pretty similar to every note we play in the left hand, we're playing up here for the bell lead, except for the D over F sharp, we're going to play a B for the bell. From there, we move into our second verse, and we're going to keep a really similar idea going. I'm going to go ahead and play through that, and then we'll look at it. And it sounds like this. So I actually went and transitioned into the chorus there, but we're just talking about the verse. But it is extremely similar to the turnaround. Even the timing of the bell, the note we play for the bell for the chord, that is all the same. So as you notice, we do go to the chorus next. So we're just going to hold out on that final note of the verse again. So that G chord, hold that for 8 beats total into the chorus, exactly the same as chorus 1. The last part of the song that we need to cover is our bridge. And so for that bridge, we're actually going to change things up a bit with the mod wheel. We're going to kick it up to 100. And then we have this really awesome strings lead that comes in. I'm going to go ahead and just play through the full bridge, and then we'll go back and look at it. And it sounds like this. So in the right hand, we have a lead, and that's going to be mostly strings. Now, if that is too aggressive of a string sound, you can either play the notes quieter or just dial the mod wheel down just a tad. It's going to bring down the volume of the strings. I like it at full intensity though, because it really cuts through the mix. So in that right hand, we have this line. In the left hand, we're going to keep with octaves. D, our A over C sharp, so we play the bass note, the C sharp, B minor, A, G. So after we get done playing through the bridge, we actually go into our bridge outro. And so it's going to be really similar, except we're going to change up some of the progression. So it's going to be the first time through the outro, D, A over C sharp, B, A, G, same as we've been doing. And then we go into a D, E minor, D, A, B minor, A, G. I'm going to go ahead and play through that so it makes a little bit more sense. And that sounds like this. So for that second type of line in the outro, when we hit the E minor, we're just going to hit it on beat 3. So D to E minor, D, A would be our beats 1 through 1 of the next measure. So once again, through that part that's different, it sounds like this all together. Okay, so from there we actually go back into a chorus, and then we're actually going to have a softer chorus. So all you have to do is we're just going to hold on that last note of the bridge and just dial the mod wheel back down to 0. And then we can either keep the full octave or drop down to just the bottom note, depending on if you want the strings present or not. And that's really all of the different parts of the song. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. It was a blast to make. I love these songs with just the epic strings, and we have like some brass parts going on. So one last thing before we let you go is I just want to let you know that we actually have a Facebook group full of like-minded worship keys players. We talk about MainStage and all sorts of keys related topics, but we also have a song patch poll where you can actually vote for the next song patch that we make. So if you do have a song that's really resonating in your church, it'd be really cool if you just head over there and vote for that patch, and it's a good chance that if it gets enough votes that we'll end up making it. So I am Ryan from Sunday Sounds. It has been a pleasure to walk you through this patch, and we'll see you next time.